Howdy, Dr. Zimmer. This is for your Sports Management 481 course. I'm just going to be going over my research topic, research questions, and what I've learned along the way through this class. I'm also going to put in my weekly check-in into this video as well, just because I didn't really have time to do that on Friday. I'm doing good. I've had 4 finals in the past 2 days on Thursday and Friday, and some papers and some projects due, and currently just got done with 2 projects as well. So I'm doing good, very busy. Track is ramping up. I got a week off while they went out to Arizona, so just getting ready for SECs, which are going to be at LSU. So we should be finishing up around June, middle of June for NCAAs. So I'm doing great, very happy. I'm going to dive on in here to my research question, research topic, and some things I've learned along the way. So my research question is, how does shoulder reconstruction surgery affect the likelihood of an athlete returning to play? So that's basically going over, the question is about whether an athlete can return to play at a high level after they've gotten a shoulder reconstruction surgery, whether that be a slap repair, rotator cuff, bicep tendon, just mainly looking at anything in the upper shoulder where it has to be reconstructed. The topic, it's pretty self-explanatory from the question. I'm going to be looking at shoulder surgeries. I'm going to be looking at statistics on how those athletes have come back from those surgeries, if they have, what percentage of athletes come back, specifically in overhead athletes as well. So, a softball pitcher, a baseball player, javelin thrower, volleyball, really specific just to overhead athletes with the throwing style, or maybe even tennis as well. I've seen some papers written on shoulder surgery and tennis, but I don't know if I will add that in there. We will see. So I still need to narrow down exactly what sport I really want to get into, but for right now, I'm going to leave it a little wider and then come in narrower once I figure out my research completely. But I've learned a lot in this class throughout the semester of just finding research, how to find it, what my resources are, a lot about APA formatting, which I'm usually pretty bad at. So diving into that for like a week and going over the paper where we had to find corrections, that was pretty helpful. So it really opened my eyes up so I can see and look at my own research and my own paper that I end up writing and see what mistakes I make along the way, because I'm sure I'm going to make a few. I always do. And, one of my weaknesses is I don't like to go back through and check, maybe like once or twice, but I know I should probably do more of that and I should probably look over it. So this class has kind of shown me how to take a more tedious approach to writing a paper, finding research, what resources are available. I actually didn't know that we really had like librarians at the library that could help us find like written research and stuff like that if we needed help. But that's pretty cool. That's one thing that I learned, the specific fact that I learned in this course. And I'm very happy to kind of get an idea of what my project is going to look like through doing the annotated bibliography. I already have an idea of like where my research is going to sway, but then again, it's going to take a lot of papers, a lot more statistics to find out and kind of come to a conclusion. It's probably going to take a little bit of me doing some, gathering up all the statistics throughout these papers and putting it together and seeing what percentage I can get. But from what it looks like now is that shoulder reconstruction surgery is actually pretty threatening for quite a few sports, and other overhead sports, it's okay. So baseball, what I found is it's terrible. They lose their external range of motion, 30, 40%, and it really kills them. Javelin's kind of hard to find. I've been looking and I've found some specific people that have gotten it done, but none of them have returned to play at a higher level than they previously had. I do have some friends that have gotten the surgery as well, and they're not throwing anymore. So I don't know if I can do some primary research on that or not, but I'm sure I could bring up a pretty good pool of people. I've been working pretty closely with Sherry Walters at Texas A&M, the physical therapist, so I'm hoping to talk with her and see where I could find some really like defining statistics on that and see if I can look a little bit more into the track side. But baseball, football, overhead, like quarterback and the position for football, also an overhead sport that gets shoulder surgeries. And the statistics are pretty interesting, looking at like release rate and especially like speed for baseball players to see how much their speed decreased after their surgery and how long it took for them to either get it back up close to maximum or not. I was also reading an article earlier today that I found pretty interesting where it was like 31 MLB pitchers have had this surgery that they were looking at, and none of them returned to play at a higher level besides one. So pretty interesting when it spans from sport to sport. So I'll have to look into that and do my own digging and figure out why exactly, or if that's a range of motion issue, or if it's a power issue, or if it's straight up just age. Because another thing that I realized going through my research is that age is going to make a huge impact on this, whether you get that surgery when you're young or while you're old. So I'm going to have to split that up, either split it into 2 age categories, 3 age categories, 4, either that or look specifically at college age kids in the NCAA so I can just get a specific bounds on age defining this surgery. So, because I know that will play an effect. I mean, it's a lot harder to come back if you're older and you get a surgery than it is if, you're 18, 19, 20. So that's pretty much all I've learned. It's going really well. I'm excited to hop into the research process. I'm sorry this video might be a little bit long, but thank you so much for your time. I hope you have an excellent week, and good luck. Giggle.